Hello everybody, I'm Tom Griss, and today we're going to do a video about the different building tools that you need in the game. First thing first, we're going to do the trowel. You use this to make brick structures by holding down the right click button. You can go into the radial menu and you can have your choice of foundations, walls, ceilings, miscellaneous, which is like stairs and window covers and stuff like that. And then the jail option. First thing, you can go into foundations. You have three to choose from: a square, a triangle, and a 45-degree angle one. Okay, I suggest only using the square ones, and these triangle ones. These are the only ones that actually work very well, and they don't have a whole lot of issues. This one has quite a bit of issues. This one has barely any. This one is the spawn of Satan and should never be used, in my personal opinion. Alright, and if you want to go back, you can go up here and click back. Let's go to the walls. Now the walls, this is a solid brick wall. Pretty self-explanatory. This is a brick wall with a big hole in it called a window. This is a brick wall with a big hole in it called a doorway. This is half of a brick wall. This is a triangle brick wall. This is a small triangle brick wall. This is a inverted triangle brick wall. A small inverted triangle brick wall. And this goes in the gables, you know, the pitch at the top of the roof, the front part. That's where that goes. And this one has a facade on it. And the facade is just a little decorative piece at the top that really has no point at all. And this is a half wall with the same facade on it. Okay. Now we go into the ceiling tiles. And the ceiling tiles are the flat plank ceiling tiles, which would be for a second floor, because you're meant to walk on these ones. As well, they have the matching ceiling tiles. For every building style, they have the same style as the foundation, just so they can match those up. Okay. Same with the ceiling tiles. They have triangle and whatnot, but we'll get into that. So we have the triangle one, we have the 45-degree angle one, and these are all like I said, second floor type ceiling tile. And then we have the roof, which has the corrugated steel roof panels on it. And we have that in just the regular square. Then we have a triangle one, and we have the 45 one. You'll catch a pattern here. And then for the other ones, we have a pitched roof. Now this is like a standard pitched roof. It's like, if you've ever done roofing, it'd be like a 12-12. Then we have the slightly sloped roof, which is like half the angle of the other sloped roof. So you need two to get to the same height. Basically is what that means. And then this is for when you build the triangle stuff. You can put this on the walls, and then you can make it go around the little triangle shape, but they are finicky as all hell and they don't work very well. I really hope that they do some fine-tuning to these triangle pieces soon, because they are fun to try and build with, but they are a pain in the butt to use. But these are just the different sizes that you can do with those. And then we have the gable roof, which is the pitch at the top of the roof. You don't have to use these. You can just make two roofs meet, and it's the same thing. But this works pretty good for, like, the pitched gable roof look. Okay, and now we get into the miscellaneous. This is where you're going to find your doors, your pillars. Half pillars are great for filling in on half walls, but they don't have the right snap points right now, so they're a little weird to build with. This is a regular style pillar. This is the one that I would recommend using for all the building purposes. This is a half ramp, which quite honestly is the most useless thing in the game. It snaps to the bottom of the foundation, which is usually under the mesh. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me at all. But this is the bigger ramp. This one snaps just like it should. I think it's a little steep for a ramp, but I think that's what they were trying to do with this one. But if they could just make it to where it snaps to the top of the foundation instead of the bottom, that would be great. Same with these. These are a little weird too to use. I mean, I have figured out how to use them, so I mean they are usable, but they're kind of tricky to figure out. And these are just the basic everyday stairs. This is more of a staircase. It's more of a spiral-like type staircase. These are railings, go along like the walkways and stuff. They have the half a one, they have the slanted one, and they have the just straightforward one. Also, this is where you're going to find your glass windows and doors. I think I already said doors. Anyway, now we get into the jail items. We have the roof or ceiling piece of the iron bars. We have a jail door for the iron bars. And we have the doorway for the iron bars. Also, we have a jail window. It's got, I can't really see it on this very well, but it's got a little wood window at the top, and it has little iron bars in it. And then we have the half brick, half iron bar wall. That is the end of the trowel one. Okay, next we will move on to the wooden mallet. Same thing, hold down the right click. Foundations, pretty straightforward, just different material. Same thing, foundation wise. Then you have the walls, basically same thing there, just out of logs and wood as the other ones. These ones do not have the facade to worry about, so otherwise it's all the same. It's just a half wall, full wall, window, door, triangle walls, all that stuff. Same with the ceiling tiles. This is just regular wood shingles, but all the shapes and sizes are the same as the other ones. And the miscellaneous in this one has the log staircase, the log ramps, the log stairway, the log railings, the log door. You get the idea. Okay? And then we go into the iron mallet, which is for the plank structures. Again, we have 3 foundations of the same style, the triangle and the 45 and the square. And then we have the walls, same thing, half wall, triangle wall. Now this one's a little simpler because it's all the same on both sides. So you only have one of each triangle piece because you can flip-flop them, whereas the other ones don't. So a lot of people like to build out of this because it's a lot simpler, but these are actually the weakest structure to build out of. But other than that, they are identical. They have a window, they have a door, pillars, railings, just like all the rest of them. Okay? Then we have the refined hammer, which you'll probably guess is about the same as the rest of them. You can do the fancy stuff with the railings, and this is more of a ritzy look. It's got the finished and the stained wood and the fancy railings and stuff like that made out of wood. The window, though, however, I think is a little weird for a fancy one because it's not very fancy. The glass insert for a door, you know, all that good stuff. So, obviously these are the same, just has a little different look to it, more dark hardwood look. This has got like a wallpaper look on one side, and the other side is white siding. Yeah. Then we have the roof features, which this one's pretty interesting. I mean, it has the same pieces and stuff, but they're a little different. These ones are a softer grain of wood than, say, the flooring I'm on now. Looks a little bit more refined, which I think is kind of cool, actually. And then they have a terracotta tile look to their roofing tiles, which I think is a good look as well. Next they have the farming tool. That one's got some options, let me tell you. Or not farming, but the barn tool, pitchfork. Anyway, this one has various different forms of foundations. Now, basically what they have is three different kinds of the three different kinds of foundations. This one has no hay on it. This one has a little bit of hay on it. This one has a lot of hay on it. And that is the theme. So you have 3 square with those options, and then you have 3 triangle with those options, and 345 with those options. This is going to be the pattern that you'll see. There's going to be 3 of everything in this because of the different hay options you can have. The wall options, you have multiple options in that as well. You have the regular wall, the window wall, the door wall. Then you have the barn door wall. This is the big sliding barn door. It goes left, and then you have the right. Then you have the normal half wall, triangle wall, blah, blah, blah. Then you go into a barn wall, which is basically just a plank wall that looks like, you know, barn brown planks. Then you have an interior door wall, which means that this is what's going to go behind where the door slides in front of. It is a solid wall. At first I thought it was a door. That's why I kept, why isn't it working? But no, it's actually just a wall that has bars in it that you can see through. This is the barn interior doorway. It has a brown paint job to it versus the white on the other ones. It has a right and left as well. And then this one is a barn wall loft. Looks like a regular wall, but this is actually 2 wall sections put together. That's how big it is. And the middle is a giant loft window, which you can actually just slide right out of. Okay. Then we have the ceiling tiles. Now it looks like a lot, but that's because, remember, every single one has 3 different options until we get to the roof tiles. So we have 3 of basically the same, just amounts of hay that are on them, being no hay, a little hay, more hay. This is no hay, a little hay, more hay, so on and so forth. Then we get into the normal ones, and these are like a gray tar tile, or ceiling, roof, shingle. There we go, shingle, that's what I'm looking for. Like a gray shingle roof. Which, I mean, it looks pretty good, but they have all the different styles in that roof as well, as the same as the rest of them. Then we have the, I'm not really sure what these are. I think they are like rafters, but they don't really work well, so I don't use them. And then we have the sloped barn roof stuff for making, like, you know, the small triangle pieces that you got to fill in because you make a small, just like the other ones have. But anyway, and then you have the gabled roof, which is just like all the other gabled roof, only this one's the red barn wood and the gray tiles. Okay. Now some of the other tools that you can use in this game, like the hoe, that is used for making farming stuff, like garden beds, farm plots, chicken coops, pig pens, cow pens, sheep house, you know, all that good farming stuff. Okay, now this is just straightforward. There's no secondary radio menu here, so this is what we got. Alright, moving on to the wrench, or actually no, we will move on to the rail hammer. Now the rail hammer is bought at the railroad station, and it only has 3 options: straight, right turn, left turn. Okay, that's because that's all you need to build a railroad, is these 3 pieces. Okay, pretty simple there. And then last but not least, we have the wrench. And the wrench does all the wells that you can do in the game. Last I checked, this one was bugged. But anyway, this would be the medium-sized one, and this would be the large one. And that is pretty much all the tools that you'll need in this game. Hope this explains some things for everybody, and have a good one.